Morning. Good morning. What's going on? Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the ride. Really not the ride this morning. I'm really a little bit late, on the time when which I really start doing this. Reason why, because, hey, we're still experiencing just a little bit of the after effects of the snowstorm here in Memphis, Tennessee. There are some areas here in Memphis where the streets are not particularly perfect. And of course, I work in a school system. So when you start imagining buses and all that type of stuff that are going to have to travel to neighborhoods, then safety, of course, becomes paramount. And it is important that the children are not put into any danger that way. The main streets, of course, are pretty much clear. I would anticipate that probably tomorrow will be probably good to go on that note. But I'm off, and so here I am this morning to talk to you guys about some little cowboy content. I hope that you guys will come in and share. I'm sharing right now. Forgive me for not looking in the camera, but that's what I'm doing right now. I hope that you guys would share. Hello to all of you that are on um, Facebook, those of you that are on Twitter or X, or those of you that are on my YouTube channel, the Big Time Show YouTube channel, and Kick. That's where we're broadcasting for this morning. I don't understand TikTok. I really don't. Or maybe it's something that I'm doing. But I don't want to have a secondary type thing. So I have this system that I can put all my channels into, and I am not. Uh, I can put it on for one day based off the category that I'm broadcasting from, but for some reason, it always puts it into a gaming situation, which is not what I do. Um, and so, if it's not gaming, in other words, if you're not playing a video game, your account will be suspended for 5 or 6 days, and then you can come back. And I try to put it into the chat, something, whatever, to make it seem like that I'm doing it, a chat or interview. They won't let me do it. And it won't stay that way. So once I do one show uh, on TikTok, my account well, it don't. I can't go live from at least from Restream, which is the system that I use for 6 days or so. So I'm missing my TikTok family on that note. Listen, before I get started, very quickly, because a lot of you may be on your way to work, hit that like button. If you want to contribute to the podcast, you can use there it is right beside my name, the Cash App $ the Big Time Show. If you're on YouTube, go down to your bottom right, hit that chat button, which is the $. You have options there where you can become a member of the show, or you can become you can just simply do a super chat. When you do a super chat, I automatically stop talking what I'm talking about, and then I can um, go and just see whatever it is that you have to say. That's how if you have that much to contribute, the least I could do is to read your comment. I pretty much try to read the comments in the page, but sometimes they go fast, and then sometimes, of course, I get on a roll, as some of you know, and then I may miss it. It's not that I'm trying to do it. It's just that I'm on a roll. Uh, Sometime I do this number here where I can see you comment, whoever, like right there. As you can see, I could do that, and then of course I'm looking, but excuse excuse me. Uh, I don't want to miss out on that. I just like to look. So I see you comments, but I'm gonna take it down. It's to my right. I can see them. Forgive me if I'm not reading them. But I will take this time to say hello to those who have came in and said something to me. I need a favor. I need one of you to go to your X or Twitter just to make sure that I'm having also another problem with X on here. I just want to make sure that I can see a comment. If you do not mind, if you're following me on Twitter, if you are there, and I don't know if somebody's there or not. I guess I could look, but I don't really want to have time. Somebody go there and just say something so that I can see if I got your uh if I can see if I get the comment there. Matter of fact, let me go to don't worry about it. Let me go to my own phone. I guess I can do you don't have to depend on nobody, Doug. You can do it yourself. So let me go to that and let me just see if comments show from there. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. I'm just gonna say hi. Let me see if it shows up. There it is. It is there. Okay. See? X. So for those that are you on Twitter, Uh, don't be shy. I can see you. Let me say hello real quick. Whoever this is on Kick trying to advertise. Okay. My brother Jay Bryan. What's going on, man? Oh man, he already that's my film guy. He already working. I see you, man. Kale's in the building. One and only Kales is here. What's up? AC. Oh, I got the superstars in the house today. AC is in the building. Robert King, thank you for dropping in on me. Sterling, how you doing, sir? Daryl, what's going on? Yeah. Appreciate y'all for popping in. We got a little crowd here. This is good enough. And most people I work right here. This is just something that I do. It is amazing. My biggest, well, not my biggest shows, but some of my biggest shows are at because I usually come on in the morning somewhere as I'm driving to work. So that's something like 6:30 in the morning. And I am amazed of the numbers that I do in the morning time. I don't know if that'll help some of you content creators that I mean, there's an audience that is there. It is amazing to me that people are waking up and I ain't gonna say first thing they want to hear about some cowboy talk, but hey, there's some people that want to hear about some cowboy talk. It's just that simple. So I'm here. Let me talk. Let me say this. What's up, James? How you doing, sir? Thank you for popping in on me. I see you. I see y'all. Now, if I don't see you in the next 2 or 3 minutes, it's because I'm about to get on my roll. Here I go. Number one, has there ever been uh it's not it's not a comeback player of the year thing because this guy did not have an injury. He just was on a team that couldn't feature his skills. He couldn't feature, couldn't get the best out of him. Not that he was not one of the best, but it's just sometimes you're on a wrong team and you just can't get everything out. I'm talking about George Pickens. We all saw him in Pittsburgh. We saw the flashes of a unique player. But unfortunately, and contrary to what people in Pittsburgh may say, his attitude or whatever. Of course, that does have something to do with your overall, I guess, persona as a player. But the skill set was always there, and the skill set that he showed in Pittsburgh was attached to some below average quarterbacks. Let's just call it what it is. Mason Rudolph, Kenny Pickett, guys like that. I'm not trying to minimize them, but they are what they are. They're not mentioned in the upper tier of quarterback play. Some of the names I just called are considered, backups. I think Pickett, of course, was a high draft pick, and he started, but nobody's scared of Kenny Pickett. And in the process, the talent level can't be highlighted in its in a great fashion when you don't have really a real good quarterback, especially when you're talking about a receiver like Pickens. He leaves Pittsburgh, and everybody's more worried about his attitude, and the skill set is there. It just has not been fully brought out. And then George Pickens gets with definitely an above average quarterback in Dak Prescott, and the rest they say is history. He goes from being a flash player to this year being an all pro. Of course, he's a Pro Bowler. You saw that last night. Uh, he he became an all pro this year. 1 year with a real good quarterback, and now you see, forget the flash, you get to see the potential at an overflow type level. there haven't been too many guys in this league that had a year like George Pickens coming off the year, his last year at Pittsburgh. There ain't been too many guys. And I'm quite sure there have been. It just not like this. That well, it might be, but I'm just saying. I ain't really took the time to think about it, but I'm just going off. Call me a prisoner of the moment. There's not been a guy like this who just simply just exploded to the point where he is going to get a tremendous raise. It's no question about it. Is whether it's the franchise tag or whether he gets a long-term deal, he is in line for a tremendous raise. I got a super chat here. I appreciate you, man. Who is this? James Godley. This how I do super chat. Thank you, man. He says when you are around the right group of people, your attitude does change and you feel wanted. That will help change your attitude as a person as well. James Godley is absolutely right. But I challenge to say this. Um, did he really have a bad attitude? And I know some will say, well, he was with Mike Tomlin. And if Mike Tomlin wanted to get rid of a young guy like that, then maybe his attitude was bad. And I'm not dismissing that because Mike Tomlin is a guy that really doesn't give up on people. My God, he didn't give up on Antonio Brown. And we know how Brown was. Antonio Brown was toxic. No question about it. Everywhere he landed, there was a little cancer in the locker room. Now, I don't know, was George, was there signs of that in Pittsburgh? Maybe so. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a Pittsburgh Steeler guy, so I don't know. I need those that are more in tune with the Pittsburgh Steelers. They can answer that question better than I can. But James is absolutely right. Now I highlight his comment again. When you get around a well-led team, what's up, Joe? Terry, I see you. He was an All-Pro, Terry. He was second team All-Pro this year. He was an All-Pro, one of four receivers. Uh, he was an All-Pro. He was second team. Argument could be made he should have been first team, but first team All-Pro was Puka, Nakua, and the kid from Seattle, JSN or whatever his name is. He's first team. Those were first team, and I think Chase. No, I'm sorry, it was three. Three. From Chase was first team All Pro. Those were the three, and then Pickens and oh my God, I forgot Pickens and somebody else were All Pro. Yeah, I think it was Chase for second team. I may be wrong on that. I got some statisticians on here. Kales, you on here? Kales, correct me on that. I know it was JSN and Puka for first team All Pro, and George was second team. I don't know who that other one was. It's just off the top of my head, but there you go. But all I know is when you have a leadership, kind of like what James is saying here, when you have a established and please understand, this may not be the greatest leadership organization, but you have to admit that we do have some stability as far as leadership. You can start with the quarterback. It's universally known around the NFL that there aren't too many better leaders than Dak Prescott. I mean, I don't care what you think about him on the field or whatever the case may be. It's everybody says the same. When everybody says the same thing about a person, you can go ahead and just pretty much you can put your hat on top of that. And everybody knows. Every coach that is coached here has said the same thing. Uh, Players from around the league have said the same thing. Players that have once played here and are players and are playing somewhere else, they all say the same thing. That Dak Prescott is a was a great, is a great leader. What's up, Starboy? The legend, Starboy Payne, is in the building. I'm honored to have the legend in the building. Thank you, sir, for popping in on me for a little while. When Starboy pops in, I salute him. He's one of the legends. Appreciate you, man. Uh, and so George falls into that. Um, he falls into and it's just not that. But then there's a genuine like, obviously, between Pickens and CD. And CD being on his level, being a great receiver himself, you know, it just it was no ego this year. It was no fighting. They cheered each other on. Just a great look for Pickens, fresh. Pickens played out of his mind. There was no trouble other than him, missing curfew. Come on now. The dude played out of his mind this year. You can pinpoint and get nitpicky with little things, like he didn't run hard on this play. If you want to do that, I can't argue with you. The film don't lie or whatever. But overall, George Pickens came here and set Dallas on fire. It's just the bottom line. Nobody has thank you. That it was three. Puka, thank you, Kels. Who was second team just to make sure? Puka, Chase, and I could argue about Chase being first team All Pro this year. I can argue that and have Pickens there, but that's another conversation. JSN and Puka are no question. Those were the two best receivers in the league this year. I don't know about Chase, but I'm not trying to diminish Chase, but I don't know if Chase should have been first team All Pro considering that he didn't have a quarterback this year. You know what I'm saying? Really. Till later. But Chase put up numbers though. I will give him that. Uh there's not considering his last year in Pittsburgh until last night. There has not been a year like this. It's not a comeback player of the year because he ain't had nothing to come back from. But to go from the resume of Pittsburgh that they had on him and attitude problem and sometimes run routes and sometimes plays hard and sometimes he block and then he's an outstanding, flash receiver to now all pro bowler. Last night, offensive MVP of the Pro Bowl. And then something like, it's just a flag football game. You're absolutely right. It is just a flag football game. But in Pickens' case, just in Pickens' case, anytime that you get to add a comma on your resume and put something right behind it, that only makes things better for you. So for Pickens to be offensive MVP last night of the Pro Bowl, where Chase was, where JSN didn't play, he's getting ready for the Super Bowl. But all the other great players are there and you shine above the rest. Ladies and gentlemen, that don't hurt you. That helps you. Hey, what's up? What's up, Christopher Lester? I'm glad to see somebody on X over there. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for popping in on me. Thank you for popping in on me. It has to help. It don't hurt you to be the offensive. Yeah, some of y'all say, it's just a flag football game. My God, Shador Sanders played in the game. He shouldn't have been there. Joe Burrow. Look, I don't care what y'all say. I don't care what you say. I'm not highlighting the Pro Bowl. I know it's a touch football game. I'm not saying that. I'm saying in George Pickens' case, when you're at the negotiating table, y'all see where I'm going down? When you're at the negotiating table, and I'm not even saying that being the offensive player of the game for the Pro Bowl will add in the negotiation because it's flag football. But I am saying, and considering the catches that he made, look, come on now, that don't hurt. Like, look at this. I did this in pads. I did it in flag football, and I did it what I did in flag. I mean, in real life playing, I got up in the air the same way I made this catch in the Pro Bowl. So you can't say it's flag football. I made the same catch. I'm just saying, there haven't been too many guys that have had this type of a year or this kind of a comeback. Well, I see you, Karan. Appreciate you popping in, brother. Listen, I, I don't blame you for not watching the Pro Bowl, but your boy showed out last night. That's all I'm gonna say. And if you don't believe me, you can probably go to these YouTube shorts and since you're on YouTube and just type in George Pickens at the Pro Bowl and you just see what he did last night. I mean, this kid is electrifying. I mean, he is. And it does not hurt that you get just he closes out this year with that, and now it's time to handle business in the negotiation room. Now, if you've been following my show, I've been saying when we got him, I said, if you don't believe my whole catalog is right there, you just got to go all the way back and find it. I said that this offense was going to explode with Pickens and Lamb. If both of them are healthy, I said that this offense was going to go crazy. I said the only question mark is the running game. If we can't run the ball, then it's going to make it a little bit easier for defenses to handle Pickens and Lamb. You're still going to give them problems. Not even through Ferg again. I said when you got Ferg, Pickens, and Lamb, I said it's going to be a problem. I just said if the running game is there, this offense was going to be a top 3 offense. Well, looked like I was right because we had a running game, which made it even, worse for defensive coordinators to deal with because of Javonte Williams. So the offense did exactly what we expected, at least what I expected. I expected George Pickens to have a big year. Now, I did not expect George Pickens to do what he did as far as his stats goes. I didn't think that he was going to, almost have 100 catches and have dang near 1,400 yards, 1,200, whatever he had. 1,200, I think, over yards. And I didn't expect him to be a Pro Bowl player. And I most certainly did not expect him to be an all-pro this year. But what that just shows is that if he has a quarterback that can get him the ball, look out. So, Gary, appreciate you popping in, man. And so I want to salute George. That's really the only thing I want to say. I'm not questioning all that. What it's gonna be is gonna be. If y'all allow me to say it like that. I said at the beginning that if George Pickens have a big year, and what I was saying that he was gonna have somewhere between 800 and 900 yards. He shut me up real good, didn't he? I thought, and I was basing that off of CD Lamb being healthy. That's the reason why I gave it a low number. Now, if you would have told me CD was gonna miss 5 games like he did, then I would have said Pickens definitely will go over 1,000 yards, which is of course what happened. But I was basing everything off CD being healthy. But what Pickens also did, since I just said that, Pickens took his money to the next level when CD went out. When CD was not healthy, that's when Pickens showed his worth because nothing changed. As a matter of fact, Pickens lost his mind and went crazy. That's where the money was made right there, y'all. That's where he made his money. Those games where CD was out, he proved that I am a number 1 receiver. That's the question was when he left Pittsburgh, is he a number 1 receiver? That was the question. When CD went out, look, look, the question was answered double fold. And that's where his money was sealed, as far as how much money you're going to pay him. You got to come to him correct. Let me just say, I don't know about the actual money long term. I do know what the franchise tag is. Bottom line is, he is going to get paid one way or the other. And he put a stamp on that last night. And so now I had said this, I keep going back to that. I had said, even if he got between 800 and 900 yards, I said that they were going to franchise him. I said it before week 1 because I knew he was going to hold value. I know he was going to, bring this offense to another level. I knew it. He's just too good. He's different. He's a different type dude. He's a dude. Y'all understand me? I'm putting that in all caps. He is a dude. He's one of them guys like, okay. And they don't make too many of people like this. That he's that type of dude, like a difference maker. And it's just no question about it. So I knew his value would be crazy. I knew it would. And to the point where I knew the Cowboys would be stuck. Like, by the time we finished this year, I knew if he was not toxic, which he's not, I knew that the team would speak up for him. I knew that the fan base would speak up for him. I knew that the coaches, Schottenheimer, been praising him since he walked in the door, would do it. And it will put the ultimate pressure, just in case Jerry and Steven want to do this mess like they always do, with a big-time player that needs their money. They'll just all the pressure from the fan base, the teammates, and some of the coaches would put enough pressure on Jerry and Steven without even telling them, look, we need this guy. They don't have to tell them. It's proven that we need him. And so I believe, I know a lot of y'all gonna get upset, that probably, if he don't get his long-term deal, a lot of y'all gonna have some problem with that. But the real truth of the matter is, y'all know Jerry Jones, and y'all know that man ain't finna pay $30+ million to 2 receivers. I mean, CD is getting paid. I mean, they're gonna restructure his contract, but right now, CD is getting paid, what, 34, 35 million, something like that. Come on, man. There's no way in the world he's gonna pay George Pickens 33, 32, and put that much money in the wide receiver room. Jared just not gonna do that. He cheap is all that does. Y'all know that. So let's not forget the resume of the Jones family. And so the cheap way out is the franchise tag. I see Kels done added in. I knew she was coming. Here it come. Let me see what Kel said real quick. She said, here's a key piece that's missing. Wide receiver coach Junior Adams and assistant coach Taquan Underwood both have a relationship with GP3 before all three coming to the star and knows how to utilize his talent. That's why they traded for him with Shouted brought in. That's a great, great point, Kels. Y'all see that if y'all need to read that again, read it in the chat there. But that is a great point. Great point. Great point. They put it there, and that's people that he's familiar with, just in case he was toxic, just in case he was so explosive. You got people there that he's familiar with, and he has a circle, put it that way. Then you add Dak to that, you add CD to that. Hey, he's comfortable. And it's quite obvious that George loves it here. He loves it here. All right. Now, because this is just my opinion. Some of you guys may think that, may think differently. It's just my opinion. My word is not gold. It's just that I got the microphone, but y'all voice is just as loud as mine in this chat box. So there's no right or way or wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I just have seen Jerry and Steven. I just don't think that Jerry would pay $30+ million to two receivers at the same time. I don't see it. The cheap way out is the tag. And that's $28 million. And as you know about the tag, you can tag them and then have plans on negotiating, trying to get a long-term deal done before, I believe, July the 15th, if I'm not mistaken. I believe I'm right on that. Kels, correct me if I'm wrong on that. I think you have until July the 15th. Whenever you put the tag on them, the final date is July the 15th, if I'm not mistaken, to get a long-term deal done. Well, I mean, come on now. If we're doing a long-term deal, we're talking $30+ million. He's earned that now. It is. Look, sometimes somebody gonna say, I need to see more. No, you don't. No, you don't. I need to see him do it one more year. No, you don't. No, 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 no. No, you don't. In this case, you don't need to see it. It's him. What you see right here this is him. It's no question. I don't need to see another year. Let me see him do it one more year. Let him have another prove it year. No, it's already proven. This is George Pickens, y'all. This is George Pickens. It's no question. I'm talking talent level. I'm talking production level. There's no question. This is George Pickens. I don't need to see nothing else. All I need to see this 1 year. 1 year with a quarterback. I'm a believer. I'm locked. Look, I'm locked, stock and barrel. I don't have to see absolutely nothing else as far as George Pickens, him proving nothing to the Dallas Cowboys. He may have to prove it to you, but not to me. I believe in it. He is that dude. Okay. I'm not getting into the argument of who's better, him or CD. Y'all can have it. I don't care. Both of them together are like the Avengers. That's all I'm gonna say. It's a superpower. It's like DC Comics. It's like the Super Friends. One is incredible together. When it's CD by himself, he's incredible. If George is by himself, he's incredible. But when you put both of them together, it's like the Avengers. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Ask Dak. I'm quite sure he agreed exactly what I just said. Both of them are a serious problem for defenses. So the question is, because the Cowboys are gonna tag them, because they ain't gonna come out and say, Starboy say, you feel like he ain't hit his ceiling yet. You say he will have more jumping over people highlights. Exactly. I mean, it's gonna be some more highlights. Ain't no doubt about that. Starboy is absolutely right. It's no question. Okay, Kels just cleared it up for us. Y'all see that comment there? Let me highlight that. Thank you for backing me up, Kels. There it is. For those that want to know about this tag and the bottom line, here's the bottom line. February the 17th through the 28th is the tag window, so we're right around the corner from that. The Cowboys, they ain't to say, here, George, $35 million. They ain't to do that. Y'all know they not. So they're going to put that tag on them, and they're going to work it out. All right? You have March the 11th to July the 15th. So that's a nice period of time to either sign it or not. So it's on Pickens. I'm quite sure he's not going to sign it. But no other team can give it to him either, because the Cowboys have the right. So right then and there, after July the 15th, you see what Kel said then, the player will play on the tag or lose a check per game. Now, George is coming off his rookie deal. All right. and I don't know the man money, I don't know what it is, but if the tag is 28 million, I don't know what that is per game, but let's just say this, it's a lot of money. How about that? It's a lot of money to lose per game. And since this is a lot of money, I don't think George gonna give up his money. It is my personal thought. I can't verify it. I don't know the way George run his money and his business. I just think that you're just not gonna give up that type of money. Okay. So I see a lot of you talking about the agent. Well, as of now, his agent is Dave Mulligetta, who's my fraternity brother, Kappa Alpha Psi. And he was the same agent that handled Micah Parsons' negotiations. Well, we don't have to go through all that again because we all know how Jerry felt about dealing with, at least with him, Dave Mulligetta. Didn't want to deal with the player, didn't even call the agent by his name and all that type of stuff. You could tell there was some friction there between the agent and Jerry, obviously. Well, it's the same agent. It's the same agent. So, the difference between George and Micah, however, is George has been consistent in saying, hey, I don't deal with nothing. Y'all deal with my agent. Michael Parsons, of course, got all in Jerry's face, want to sit in skyboxes and buddy up with him and eat hot dogs together, and you know what I'm saying, and play Monopoly together, and you know, Jerry drink a little bourbon, Michael drink a little orange juice, have a toast with that, all in his face, riding in the jet, I don't know if he quite made the yacht like he wanted to, but all that had Jerry's personal phone number and all that type of stuff. George Pickens ain't studying all that. George just say, hey, look, we can talk about whatever you want to talk about. When it comes to that money and the age and all that, you got to talk about age. That's the difference this time. Of course, Jerry is gonna try to, be Jerry, think he J.R. Ewing. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna force his way to talk to George, but George seemed like one of them carefree spirits. You know what I'm talking about? George ain't gonna George gonna stick with it. You gotta talk to my agent sooner or later because I ain't negotiating nothing. That's kind of what George is kind of going. It's quite different than Michael. So there's the difference. So in other words, what I'm saying is Jerry's gonna have to deal with Dave Mulligetta. It's no question about it. He gonna have to deal with him, at least in this case. He deal with all the other agents. You just gonna have to deal with him. And Mulligetta is known for trying to get money. Okay, so that's why I'm saying, you see that the deal that he got for Parsons. I just see George going for the throat. Not that it's anything personal. I just don't think. Well, I think Mulligetta is going to be coming from the standpoint like this dude is the dude, and you got to pay him as the dude. And unfortunately for Jerry, you got two dudes. Yeah, I'm just calling it like it is. It's a blessing to have two dudes, but it kind of brings a little tension when you got to pay one of them and you just paid the other one. Now, the argument could be made that it really shouldn't be a problem because the new salary cap is going up. I think it's estimated to be between 302 to 305 million. Okay, that's extra money for your cap. You're gonna be good on that. The restructuring of Dak Prescott deal, who, if you do not do anything with him, he will count as $75 million on your cap next year. You know that's not going to happen. So Dak contract would be restructured. CDs should be restructured. He counts as $35 million. And when we say restructuring, you're not taking money away from the guys, and Dak and CD will have absolutely nothing to do with that. The Cowboys can restructure it the way they want to, give them their money up front and a signing bonus or whatever, and then they can make their cap number be whatever they want it to be. So Dak, CD, and anybody else they want to restructure, the Cowboys have 1,000,000% control of that. So this is not a matter of who like it or who don't like it, or whatever the case may be. They can do it so that frees up money, of course. And I just said two or three of these guys. We ain't even talking about some of these releases like Terrence Steele, who most people think would be released, and that will free up his money. Um, Thank you, Kels. Y'all see in the chat, Kels said both have a built-in restructuring clause in their contract. So Cowboys can do that with those two. And I'm talking about CD and Dak. So it's not an issue. Um, the Cowboys can free up money. That's what I'm really trying to say. When you even look at some of the cuts, and I'm just threw out Terrence Steele because everybody pretty much is on that one, I think. Um, Correct me. Reason why I keep calling Kels, because Kels know these numbers to a T. Is it 12 million Kels for Steel? I'm not mistaken. I think it's 12. I may be off on that. Trust me, Kels will correct me if I'm off. I guarantee that, which is why I love her. But you'll see it momentarily with Steele's numbers. So the money is there. The question is, are you freeing up money for the roster, or are you freeing up the money to take care of Pickens and the roster? That's really the question. Terry says we need to crush free agency. No more crackerjack free agents. Exactly. So when I say the roster, I'm including big fishing in the big fish pond in free agency, not day 3, not day 4, not day 12 free agents. I'm talking about day 1, day 2, and of course, Cowboys got to break that mentality, because you've heard Steven say on many times that why are we going to play on the first week of free agency where everybody is overpaid? That's what he said. And I quote that. That's what he says. In other words, we're not going to overpay for guys. So that's why you never see the Cowboys there. But they got overpaid type money. They will have it. Once they do their work, like it's coming, it's coming. They will free up the money. Now the question again, are you freeing it up for free agency and Pickens? Or are you just freeing it up to go big game fishing, and with the mentality that we got this franchise tag in our back pocket? See, I believe they know that Pickens is gonna ask for $30+ million. And I don't believe they want to pay a guy like that and pay CD at the same time. I just don't believe it. I don't believe it. And I believe that they know that they can at least get another year out of him and play, and then they'll deal with this again next year. That's what I think. Now, of course, some of you gonna be saying, okay, you're poking the bear. Now, you don't want George to explode and have attitude problem. I know what he did in Pittsburgh, or supposedly. I ain't seen it in Dallas, and until he does that, he's free and clear with me. That's my attitude. I ain't seen nothing that suggests that he is going to be toxic, and until I see it or hear about it, I don't know nothing about what he did at Pittsburgh. That's me. Y'all might think he just gonna lose his mind and not play hard and not gonna do it. Until I see it, until he get this mysterious injury or ankle tweak or something like that, I listen. I'm not going to charge George Pickens with Pittsburgh tendencies. I just said something right there. Whatever he did at Pittsburgh has not happened in Dallas. If it happens in Dallas, then I'm going to talk about it. I'm not going to assume if he is on the tag that he's not going to give his all. I'm not going to do that to that man. I'm not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it. Y'all might do it, but I'm not. Until I see evidence, that's when I get on here and I'll say, okay, here we go with the problem. Y'all see what Kels just put it in the chat there about Terrence Steele. She's so great. Kels is great. Y'all see that? Y'all read that for yourselves there. So it benefits, as you can see. It just depends on how you feel like it. You know, I'm up in the air with Terrence Steele. Me personally, let me go to him real quick. I really ain't talking about him because I want to get back to this running back room real quick. But let me say something about Steele. See, Terrence Steele was a part of this high-ranked offense. I don't care what y'all say. You know, film, yeah, he had some problems blocking, you know, real speedy guys, pass blocking, but at the same time, I could flip the coin and say, hey, when it came to run blocking, Terrence Steele flat out destroyed people. And I got plenty of tape to show that. Okay, so yeah, he may have struggled a little bit, you know, in pass protection. Now, whether that's injury or whether he's just not what he used to be, whatever. But when it came to run blocking, he was knocking people out. I'm just telling y'all. Y'all don't believe me? Go rewatch some of this film and go watch Javonte Williams running plays and Malik Davis and whoever else you want to throw out. Watch how Terrence Steele bowls over people. All right. So the right tackle is not all pro level, but he's solid. The Cowboys have been spoiled by offensive linemen because a lot of our offensive linemen have been all pros. And anything that's under that, we kind of like, well, he ain't good. Yes, he is. He's just not all pro. He's just not a Pro Bowler. We've been spoiled, man. When you go back to Tyron Smith and Tyler Biotis, who was a Pro Bowler, and you know all these guys. I mean, come on now. Then here comes Tyler Smith, and he been the guy. He been the guy ever since he walked in the door. Now you got Tyler Booker, who I feel should have been a Pro Bowler this year. I'm quite sure he'll be there this year. And now you got, you know what I'm saying? We've been spoiled by these linemen. I just named this crop. I ain't talking about, before, Doug Free. Like, you know what I'm saying? Go back. Larry Allen and Stemnoski and Nate and all the. I mean, we've been spoiled as Cowboy fans by great offensive linemen. I mean, we have. And if you don't match all pro level, it's like, well, you can't play. No, Terrence Steele can play. Terrence Steele can play, y'all. He maybe the injury has gotten the best of him. All right. Here's my thing. Here's my only question. If you cut Terrence Steele, here's the bottom line. Exactly. Travis Frederick. See what I'm saying? Eric Williams. Let's go on and on. All great players. Thank y'all for that, Terry Christopher. Listen, if you let go of Terrence Steele, I forgot about Zach Martin. I mean, how could I forget about Zach Martin? There you go. I mean, look at the. I mean, these are Hall of Fame players. A lot of them are. We've been spoiled, and anybody that don't match it. Guyton is not bad. He just ain't. He's just not Tyron Smith. Shoot, that's what y'all. When y'all say left tackle, y'all automatically think Tyron Smith. And if he don't look like Tyron Smith, then he can't. No, he just got to grow into it. He got to grow into it. He ain't bad. He's just not a first year all pro. He just not. He just got to get better. You know what I'm saying? But here's my question to y'all. I see you, Jay Bray. You say Terrence Steele is replaceable. I got you. If you let him go, the bottom line is your starting right tackle, there's a void on the line. That's the bottom line. You lost your starting right tackle. That means there's a hole that got to be filled with a capable starter. So if that is the case, then, okay, are you dependent on Nate Thomas? Or are you looking at that 12th pick in the draft? Because I keep telling y'all know how the Cowboys feel about first round offensive linemen. Now, y'all want defense. I'm just trying to get y'all to go off the history of the Dallas Cowboys. If Terrence Steele is let go, and that kid from Miami is there, Francis Muaga. I got it right, Kales. Francis Muaga from Miami is sitting there. Okay. That's if you want to hand the keys over to Nate Thomas, so be it. Okay, look, Nate Thomas is all right. Nate Thomas is all right. I see you, Kales. Everybody knows about Guyton. Guyton's in real and natural position where he played at Oklahoma was right tackle. They made him to a left tackle. Okay, let's just play the game. Let's just say you switch and put Guyton over there at right tackle. Okay, my question is then, who's your left tackle now? Okay, for those that may say, move Tyler Smith to left tackle. Okay, move him there. Okay, that may is my question then. Then who's your new left guard then? Are you willing to put TJ Bass there? Probably not. Are you willing to move Hoffman there? Nah, probably not. I'm just saying when you make a hole, the hole has to be filled. Now, how you fill it is how you do it. Okay, whatever. I'm not sure about them handing the keys over to Nate Thomas. That's just me. I'm not sure, and I'm not trying to diminish Nate Thomas' play. I'm not, because I like Nate. I just don't know about him playing right tackle. I don't know. I know he was a swing tackle. I just don't know. I haven't seen enough. So I don't know. I'm not saying he can't, and I'm not saying he can. I'm just saying I don't know. But I know how the Cowboys do. If Nate, let me tell you, y'all can say, y'all can holler defense all y'all want. I'm telling y'all, when you look at the history of the Cowboys and how we draft, we love first year of first round offensive linemen. We love it. We love it. Too much history to show that. Way too much. Remember what your coach said at the beginning of the year when he took the job. They asked him, how do we win? What did Shotty say? We got to win on the line of scrimmage. Both sides. We got to have a dominant offensive line. We have to have a physical offensive line. That's what Shotty said. And what did they do? They drafted Tyler Booker. While everybody was talking about we need a number 2 wide receiver. Y'all remember all that last year? Ted McMillan. We wanted Ted McMillan, remember? We wanted Matthew Golden, remember? Y'all remember that? Everybody was talking about those two. They picked offensive lineman, offensive guard, Tyler Booker. Now, tell you how the Cowboys think. It's really not a bad idea. And I'm on record. If they pick Francis Muaga from Miami, right tackle, if you haven't seen him, I suggest that you go look at him and see how of a monster he is. Now, that's all I'm going to tell you. He is a monster. He's mean as a rattlesnake, and he like punishing people. That's all I'm going to tell you. Go look at him. That's all I'm gonna tell you. I ain't gonna tell you. I don't even want you to take my word for it. Go look at them. I wouldn't be mad at that pick. I wouldn't be mad because see, the Cowboys would think like this: we got Tyler Guyton, who's young. We have Tyler Smith, who's young, all in their 20s, young 20s. We got BB, who's young, in his lower 20s. We just drafted Tyler Booker in his lower 20s. And now we can pick up a guy like a Francis Muaga, and he's just got drafted. And I can envision, I'm speaking like the Jones now, I can envision this line being together for the next 6 to 8 years together. And we got to have an offensive line for Dak Prescott, and watch this, for the next quarterback after Dak Prescott. Makes sense to me, y'all. It makes sense to me. It makes it, and as far as somebody may be saying, look, we can go to the free agency and pick up a right tackle. Yeah, but you're gonna pay money. A tackle is a premium position. You got to pay for that. You know, the Cowboys don't want to pay that kind of money in opposed to drafting one and playing them on a rookie deal. Y'all know better than that. Come on now. Come on now. Oh, it makes sense to me to draft Muaga at 12. I'm just saying, if he's there. If he's there at 12. All right? I'm just saying. Now, you also have another right tackle who probably would be there at 20, and it makes sense, this one, and that's the kid from Alabama, Proctor. Okay? Why Proctor? Well, if you take Proctor, y'all, guess who he played with at Alabama? He played with Tyler Booker. That was the right side of your offensive line at Alabama. You don't think Tyler Booker ain't going to be blowing the horn for him to come? I'm just saying. And this kid can play. Proctor can play. Go look at him too. Go look at him. Go look at him. I'm just saying, yes, we need defense. Yes. Ain't no question about that. We do. But I'm telling y'all, if they release Steele, let's not act like that right tackle. Let's just all agree on this. If they let go of Steele, can we all agree that it's safe to say that right tackle will at least be in the conversation at draft time? Whether it's 12 or 20. Can we agree with that? If they let go of Steele, it's conversation time. That's all I'm saying. Why everybody talking about we need corner, we need edge, we need linebacker, we need all. Yeah, we do. We do. I'm not arguing that point at all. But at the same time, look, you had better solidify your line. Because there's a life after Dak Prescott, and you need an old line to protect whoever that guy is. Whoever that guy gonna be. I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying. Now, if Caleb Downs falls to 12 and I got a Moaga there, it ain't nothing to talk about. I'm turning in the card for Caleb Downs easy. It'll be turned in record time. I'm just saying, if the guys that, some of those type dudes are gone, and there it is at 12, and you haven't addressed the right tackle position, and you at the draft time, and this kid is sitting right there. Last year on the DC Universe show, y'all know me, Henny, and Boss, and Landlord, and Lou, And all of us, all y'all remember that show? You remember I was on Team Trenches. It was me, Boss, and OC. Everybody else was Team Weapons. And when Tyler Booker name would come, we said, we told you. I'm going to tell y'all again. That's all I'm going to tell you. Terrence Steele, if Terrence Steele is released, let's see how the Cowboys operate. And if by draft time that has not been addressed, okay. That's all I'm going to tell you. All right, end of that discussion. Now, let me get to the running back room. Mike Fisher this morning, y'all go look at him. He's one of the guys that when he talks, I listen. He's been a beat writer for the Cowboys for 30 years, 30 plus years. He is inside that building, multiple connections. He's one of the best in the game. And I give him credit for this. He started talking about, what'd you say, Kale? Kale said something. Okay, I read. She says, so here's some info. They were supposed to go running back or wide receiver in the first 2 rounds last year. The entire draft board switched with the unexpected retirement of Martin. Okay, there's your clue. There's your clue. Martin retired. What did they get? First round. The guard. Right guard. Zach Martin retired. What did they get? First round. Right guard. Tyler Booker. I rest my case. You gonna put a hole in that offensive lineman? Right tackle probably gonna be gone. Okay, I know y'all gonna be mad. I know y'all gonna be mad. All right, Jay Bryan, I see you. All right, let me. If you were with me yesterday, or I don't know when I came on, let me read y'all something. I'm gonna do a repeat. I'm gonna push stop and rewind. We'll put stop and rewind about Mansour Delaney. Since we go on draft, y'all pay attention to this and see. And this is strictly about pick 12. All right. Just in case y'all don't know, I said this yesterday. Not that this mean anything to y'all, but it means something to me. Coach Ryan Smith. Ryan Smith is and I. We crossed at the 100th year of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. We crossed the sands together there. He's my line brother, in other words. If you ain't Greek land, you don't know nothing about that, but he's one of my overall line brothers. We crossed together there. I've contacted him over the years. I haven't talked to him in about a year. I did send him a message. He hadn't answered back yet. But let me read this about this so you understand. All right, y'all listen. All right. Ryan Smith is the coach of the new defensive back coach. Y'all listen. See if y'all figuring this thing out. Mansour Delaney, one of the top defensive prospects in this year's draft class. He's widely viewed as a potential first-round selection based on his playmaking ability and coverage and strong senior season at LSU. Listen to this. Ryan Smith coached Delaney early in his career. Before Delaney transferred to LSU, he played at Virginia Tech. While at Virginia Tech, Ryan Smith was the cornerbacks coach and pass game coordinator. I'll take it a step further. Ryan Smith recruited Mansour Delaney to come to Virginia Tech. Ryan Smith now is the cornerback coach of the Dallas Cowboys. Y'all figuring this out. Watch this. Delaney has publicly cited, do y'all listen? Listen. Delaney has publicly cited Smith as one of the reasons he chose Virginia Tech originally, pointing to their relationship and Smith's influence on his development. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Smith has since moved on to an NFL coaching role, most recently as a cornerbacks coach in the league. He was cornerbacks coach for Arizona last year. Now, of course, he's cornerback coach for the Dallas Cowboys. Ryan Smith coached the LSU cornerback Mansour Delaney early in his career. Yes, that is an established relationship, and is why people are talking about Delaney potentially going high in the draft. Y'all figured that out yet? Okay. At pick 12, if you've done a lot of these mock drafts, you'll notice that Mansour Delaney is right there. Everybody say we need a corner, right? Oh. Let me ask y'all this question. I hadn't talked to Ryan, but I'm quite sure Ryan gonna be pounding the table. Hello. For one, Mansour Delaney at 12. Jerry and Steven so far have let Christian Parker do whatever he want to do on defense. Hire who he want to hire. And I'm quite sure he gonna probably get his say so as far as what type of player he want. I'm quite sure Ryan's, and keep in mind, Christian Parker is a secondary coach himself. You just saw what he did with Quinyon Mitchell and DeJohn Cooper. Okay. First team All Pros. You don't think that Christian Parker don't want a solid corner? I'm just trying to get y'all to see something. You know, hey, maybe somebody gonna pick Delaney before. I don't know. I'm just saying. I just gave y'all the truth. Y'all take that with you. When y'all keep that in mind in draft time. There's a relationship between Ryan Smith and Mr. Delaney. Okay, end of that. I'm done with that. All right. Okay, let me see. Who is it? Christopher? Y'all haven't done y'all. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Somebody say, he said, I guarantee none of you looked at his junior tape at Virginia Tech. I guarantee it too. I haven't even looked at it, but I will for the purpose of this show. I've looked at him for the LSU though. He's the truth. He's physical and he can play zone and man. He's sticky. He's very sticky. Put it that way. I like him. All right. I'm just saying there's a connection there between the cornerbacks coach and the potential guy. That's all I'm saying. There's a real connection there. So take that for what you want. Put it in your back pocket. Now, let's go to the running back room. As I just said before, Mike Fisher did something today that talked about, he was forecasting, well, I ain't gonna say forecasting, but he was talking about Jadon Blue and how the Cowboys pretty much are positioning themselves saying that he needs to work. He still needs to work even at acquiring the number 2 spot. They're dedicated, obviously, to re-sign Javonte Williams. So the starting running back position is, when they sign Javonte, if they really gonna get him, hopefully they re-sign him, then that spot is locked. The number 2 position now comes into play. And to make a long story short, I don't know if you guys watch Mike Fisher now, but you probably need to go look at that. And what the Cowboys are doing is saying, look, you ain't just because you here don't mean you got number 2. The number 2 position at all. They're trying to present it as you got to work to get it, but they do have this vision from what Mike Fisher said of thunder and lightning in the backfield. So they have this vision. The only thing is that they don't um, don't want to put Blue's name there. And my mind just started thinking about it, and this ain't got nothing to do with Mike Fisher because I can create my own content, and I did just off his show. Here's my point. They don't really listen. Schottenheimer really don't really like Jadon Blue. We talked about this last year. I credit Boss Show Me for this. You know, Jadon is not a shoddy type back. Y'all heard Shotty say he like big backs and downhill physical guys. Jadon Blue is a speed back. A lot of stuff that Jadon gets is because of his speed. He almost is kind of like I ain't gonna say he like a gadget guy, but something close to it. And to prove the point, Jadon was fully dressed in jogging suits. He wasn't, he got that last game against the Giants, but I'm saying he couldn't even get on the field. I would say that Shotty like Phil Maffa more than he liked Jadon Blue. Seriously. I'm serious. I know this for sure. Shotty like Malik Davis more than he liked Jadon Blue. Davis was in uniform playing while Jadon was in a jogging suit. So my mind goes back to the draft last year and say, who really drafted this dude? Was this a Stephen Jones pick? Because he don't fit shotties. Boss showed if y'all, most of my people follow my brothers, Boss showed me. The history of Schottenheimer as an offensive coordinator proves that he likes big guys or a hard runner. Kel say Blue was picked by special teams Nick Sorensen. So he don't fit. He's more on the side of a Deuce Vaughn. I'm just saying. Really. Jadon Blue's first year was about healthy scratches. When he got on the field, he wasn't really effective because he had to run inside, and he's really not an inside guy. And he got better in that last game, but I'm just saying he's not a shoddy guy, and he was a drafted guy. So I don't know really. I don't know if Jadon Blue is really. This is me talking now. Of course, I don't talk to Schottenheimer. I don't know, but I'm just saying based off the pattern that we saw last year, I don't even think Jadon Blue is really on the board. Really on the board. Really, to be honest with you, I don't even think he's that kid from Pittsburgh that we signed later in the year. That's a shoddy type back, even though he didn't play. I'm serious. The kid from Pittsburgh. I can't pronounce his name. But y'all remember the signing. He runs the ball extremely hard. He's big. And you know how the Cowboys, I brought this up because one thing that the Cowboys do, the Cowboys love being loyal to a pick and a contract. Connor Williams, y'all remember him? He comes to mind. Connor Williams had no business playing guard. They stuffed him at left guard. He got bowled over. Everybody was saying how sorry Connor Williams was and all that type of stuff. But they kept putting him out there because they were loyal. They know he getting his brains beat out. They kept putting him out there because they loyal to a second round pick, and we gonna get as much as we can out of him. And no matter what, we believe in them. We believe. And you're gonna believe. It's kind of almost remind you of Mozzie Smith. You kept trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. The Mozzie is showing improvement. Mozzie ain't done nothing. Mozzie ain't done nothing. Thank you, Jay Bryant. I don't want to mispronounce his last name, so I put it up here. Y'all remember when we signed him? A lot of y'all saw film. I just call him Mr. Israel. And he looks like a shoddy type running back. He just never got on the field. I'm quite sure he had to learn too much, that late in the year. Probably not comfortable putting him in there and pass protection, all that type of stuff. Not that he's sorry. He fits. I can see why he didn't play. I can give him that. But Blue been there all year. And Blue was nowhere to be found. And I believe, as Kel said, that Moffa was shot his pick because that fits his criteria for a running back in his offense. I just don't see it. So, I don't know what the hoopla is over Blue when your head coach, who is the offensive coordinator, will have him in a jogging suit on the sideline. It just don't make sense to me. I believe the Cowboys will draft another running back almost, which would be interesting, which I doubt. But I'm just saying this year's draft. But I wouldn't be surprised they picked another running back. Not early, but late. I don't think he likes Blue. I don't think so. So I don't know why they are. And the reason why Fisher brought it out, y'all need to go look at it, because it came from ESPN saying that Blue was the second running back. And Fisher shot that thing down real quick. And I stand with that 100%, considering the fact of the pattern that Schottenheimer had the man in a jogging suit as healthy scratches for predominantly most of the year. I don't see it. I just don't see it. Here's the bottom line. He liked Malik Davis more than he liked Jadon Blue. That's the truth. That don't sound too good. That don't sound like an encouragement for Jadon Blue. And I don't see. I just don't see it. That's all I'm saying. I think that's what happens when somebody other than the offensive coordinator or the coaches, you don't let them pick their players and you let other folks pick players. This is what happened. It almost becomes a wasted pick. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Jay says they're gonna draft. I see you, Jay Bryant. He said they're gonna draft a running back. Well, that's not good for Blue, because if they pick another running back, it's gonna be a shotty type back. Blue is not a shotty type back. One of the things Fisher said was that they told Blue he got to get stronger. In other words, again, you got to get bigger. See what I'm saying? If you want to qualify being a Schottenheimer type running back, you got to be a big dude. You can be small in height, but you got to be a big dude. Because his plays are called for the inside. You just can't bounce everything to the outside. You got to run like Javonte did. Javonte was a hammer. That ain't Blue. That's not Blue. Phil Moffa is a hammer. Malik Davis proved to be a hammer, and he can get outside. See, if you could do both, then you're all right. Malik Davis can go up in the middle and hit you. Then he can get outside too. Jadon Blue is like he run the ball more like Kevontae Turpin. If I get outside, I'm gonna do damage. I'm gonna do some damage if I get outside, but inside I'm gonna fall after I get hit first. I'm gonna pay the price. See, yeah, I'm almost. We got another whole. We got the season ain't started yet. Training camp ain't started. OTAs haven't started. I'm on right now. I'm saying it's a wasted pick. Jadon Blue, he's so open. So you could have let him be a kick returner. Why not put him back there? You ain't let him do that. See, but Blue is going to have to show me something because if he in a jogging suit, if he ain't playing a lot of preseason games, I'm gonna say this is a wasted pick because he'll never see the field. That's all I'm gonna say. That's really all I got for y'all. I just want to throw that in. The running back room really is until Javante signs. As of right now, we don't have a running back room. Hunter Lemke and let me see, Phil Maffa and Blue. That's our running backs. And Malik Davis, probably. That's our running back room. Obviously, something has to happen in order for us to be on the level that we were on this past season. That has to be taken care of. I don't think Blue is really part of the conversation, to be honest with you. I don't. I don't. All right. That's it. Appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all so much for hanging with me. You know what? I got a little time. I got a little time. I ain't done this in a while. Uh, I got a little time. Let me get myself together here. I ain't done this in a while. I need to do this more often. And I apologize to y'all. There it is. Call in line open. Bam. 901 654 6853. I'll take maybe about one or two calls. That's it. Then I'm going to get off. Y'all talk about anything that we've talked about or y'all want to pull up something else, so be it. I'm good with it. 901 654 6853. It's been a while since I've done this. It's been so long. I'm trying to make sure it worked. It's been that long since I opened up my line. Oh, Jay, you're in a meeting. It's cool. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna bring it back. I'm gonna bring it back. As a matter of fact, somebody just called and look, somebody called, make sure my line work. I hadn't done this in a long time. So I got it set up. So I'm trying to see if I'm good and that you guys can hear. Now, whoever calls in, I need y'all to help me because I don't know. I'm gonna be able to hear it, but I'm trying to make sure that you guys can hear it too. So let me put this on. All right. Somebody call in real quick. You're gonna lose me online. Just call in real quick. Just say, hey, you may not want to contribute or something. I just need to know that my line worked, number one, and then number two, that my audience can hear the person on the line. I know they can hear me, but I want to make sure that they do it. Y'all ain't nobody calling, man. Y'all some disobedient people. My God. You ain't got to get into the conversation. You ain't got to be embarrassed. We ain't got to talk. Just say hey and all that type of stuff. And so I can make sure that they can hear. Help your boy out here. Help your boy. Help your boy out. Hey, while y'all at it, hit that like button. It's busy. Oh, interesting. Interesting. You don't think it's working? Oh boy. All right. Don't think it's working. Hmm. All right. I already know, JD. All right. I'm gonna take Chris's word for that. Christopher Lester's word. Say don't think it's working, and I don't know why, but I'm about to find that out once I get off. Okay. All right. So we're just gonna. Yep, it's busy. Is that because I'm on the line? What? It's busy. Everybody's saying the same thing. Okay. Don't call in no more. Let me figure that out. Let me see what's going on with it. All right. I apologize for that, but that's my fault because it's been so long. I have no idea. All right. I appreciate you. I appreciate y'all for doing that. Let me take that down then. I'm glad I did that. So now I got to do some work as soon as I get off on this real quick. All right. I appreciate y'all so much. I'm out of here. I'll be with you guys. What's today? Today is Wednesday. Um, Look for me on definitely Friday. Nope, I won't be with you guys Friday. Friday night. I would not be with the OGs on Friday night. I got a fraternity meeting. Yes, sir. The Noops got to get together. I got you, Jay. All right. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna get it together. Y'all know what? I'm gonna do it a favor real quick. I'm gonna get off now. I'm gonna figure this out. And then I'm going to come back on, not to do a show, but just to make sure. Um, Jay, I know you about to try to cross me up. I'm gonna come back and make sure that we can kind of like a test show. All right. It'll be strictly for that. I ain't gonna do another hour and all that type of stuff. So if you can, kind of hang tight, not here, but kind of keep me on your notification because I'm gonna come back in a momentarily once I get it figured out. All right. I appreciate y'all. I'm out of here. Thank all of you guys for coming and hanging with me early. Hit that button as you leave out. If you so desire to help your boy out, hit that cash app if you don't mind. And you can become a member of the Big Time Show. Use that. There's an option there with the super chat. You don't just have to use the super chat. You become a member in which um, you can have something taken away from your card, maybe about um, dollar night, whatever you want to do. It just come out your card every month, and you do that support. Once I know that you're a member or you become a member, if you have a Facebook account, um, I will put you in my chat group. There's a group that I have. Terry's in there. Uh, if you donated any type of way, super chat or um, cash app, I put you into my chat group and we talk all day pretty much. I ain't gonna say talk all day, but we talk, put it that way. I haven't done anything for YouTube yet. Maybe I just need to do a show for my people that are supporting me on YouTube, just a Patreon. Also, there's something else. Yes, I do. Um, there's something else that I need to do on YouTube, and I need to see. I need to write all this stuff down as action list. Uh, I need my show has boomed up, and thank y'all. Listen, thank y'all. I forgot about this. Thank you. I am now over 3,100 subscribers on YouTube. Unbelievable that 3,100 people want to hear what I got to say, or at one point in time want to listen to what I got to say. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I think my Facebook page has over 1,575, I think. So I'm close to over 5,000 people. Like, well, some of y'all are double. Some of y'all YouTube and Facebook. So I ain't gonna even say that. But wherever you subscribe. Man, I appreciate it, man. I really do. I really appreciate all of you guys. There's so many content creators on here, and I'm just glad you guys think well enough of me that you will give me a shot, at least loaning me your ear and hang out together. So I appreciate that. The show is growing. My shows are monetized. I mean, the channels are monetized now. And maybe I need to just do something for YouTube only as far as members. So there won't be a big crowd or a big show. It'll just be for members only. I figured that out. But I appreciate you guys, man. Y'all almost get me to the point where I almost need to do a merchandise show or something like that. I ain't that big, but I ain't that small either. Boy, I just preach right there. Woo-hoo. I'm not that big, but I'm not that small either. Man, I appreciate y'all. Thanks for hanging with me. This has been the one and the only. Y'all stay close. I might come back on the Big Time Show.